Hello, and welcome to another custom level review, the series where I rank levels based on replayability, arena design, and aesthetics, or as I like to call them, time, kills, and style. Now let's talk about Chorus of the Damned by Sandeater on Angry Level Loader. The elevator opens to a gorgeous hall using blackened textures from violence and light pouring through the windows. Halfway through the hall is a group of victims from 7-3, setting the tone for the level. The soundscape is silent, save for your own footsteps and the subtle screams of these trees. At the far end of the hall is a locked door, and on the left side is an unlocked one to progress the level. After a couple more eerie rooms, you come across an open one with a blood tree in the middle. Upon approaching the exit, an ambush of mannequin puppets floods the area. Feeding the tree initiates the first arena. The encounter itself is nothing special, with a gutter tank, 2 guttermen, 2 Cerberus, and some fodder enemies. The layout of the arena is interesting, however, and so is the original music that begins to play, fitting the tone of the violence layer. It's frantic and disheveled, which works really well with the gameplay of the level. Next is this uniquely vertical arena, with some basic enemies at the bottom and a virtue puppet at the top. It's nothing too crazy, but you don't see puppets used very often, and the verticality is refreshing. I also love the music box that started playing when I got to this point. What follows is this beautiful arena with pillars, even more suicide victims, and piles of ashes. The encounter is also a pretty simple one, with only a single wave, but uses stalker puppets, which is interesting. After that is a short hallway with a malicious face and some fodder. Again, it's nothing special, but I can't help but marvel at how good this level looks. Once the hallway is cleared, the window on the floor shatters, dropping you down to the hall from the start of the level. I absolutely adore backtracking like this. It makes the level feel so seamless. Defeating the recently moved-in soldiers and sentries gives access to the door at the far end of the hall, leading to the wasteland outside. This isn't important, but there's a sleepy filth on top of the building you exit, and that makes me happy. Anyway, the surrounding area is similar to what's seen in 7-4, but the Earthmover is walking around in the distance instead. On a platform rests 2 obelisks with skulls on them, indicating that there are 2 more blood trees that need to be fed. Taking the left path leads to an encounter featuring an insurrectionist, some simple fodder, and a blood tree that spawns virtue puppets until sufficiently fed. I like how the virtues allow for the use of things like screwdriver to feed the tree, which isn't normally viable in 7-3 due to the enemies having lower health. The right path yields a much more complex arena, featuring various threats as well as a blood tree that spawns idols. The most notable enemies in the first wave of this arena are the Ferryman and 2 sentries. The idol always blesses the Ferryman in this wave, which feels neatly symbolic. The Ferryman's most beloved creation, protecting it, is cute, intentional or not. The reappearing idols create an interesting juggling act of an arena, where you have to chip away at the Ferryman before it gets blessed again. The main threats of the second wave are the 2 gutter tanks that spawn at each end of the room. The idols constantly showing up can be a bit annoying, but it also turns the room into an interesting endurance test. After that tree is satiated, a blue hook point is activated in the middle of the area, granting access to the final arena. This encounter is climactic, opening with 2 hideous masses and a gutterman. Once most enemies are slain, the final wave spawns, a malicious face and a mind flare. Thanks to the open nature of this arena, the constant fire from these enemies becomes an extreme threat. The arena is simple but very chaotic, creating a fitting end to the level. Now that the general overview is done, it'll be live commentary while I 100% the level. Later. Alright, time to 100% this level. There are 5 secrets and a challenge as well, so it's not just a P rank. And I do already have 3 of the secrets, but I'll be obtaining them again so that I can properly take them into account. I don't actually fully remember where the secrets are, though. I don't know. Right, there's one in here. Pretty basic one, just rewards you for looking up, because ULTRAKILL players can't do that. Yeah, I really don't know where the secrets are. I only played this once and didn't really take note of them. So I will have to rediscover them, I guess. Ah! Okay. I don't mind that one, actually. Because this glass breaks, so, like, you know, you can expect that one too, as well. So we're outside now. Ah, right. There's this one here. Okay, I remember all of them now. Nice. I'm not sure where to look for this fourth secret. Ah, there it is. Okay. So I would say the secrets are nothing special, but they're not bad. Of course, I'll get the fifth one even though I already have it. And of course, the fifth secret is behind the exit right here. So, pretty simple secrets. None that are too frustrating, which I like. Right, and now the challenge. I believe it was to greet the Earth Mover, so I'm assuming you just gotta go over there? I'm not really sure. That looks like something over there. Yeah, what is that? Hello? What? Oh, it... to get you more health so you can keep going. I see. Alright. Well, I'll keep heading over. This is certainly an interesting challenge. Yo. Alright. Damn it, I have to do it again. I'm greeting you. Give me my challenge. Maybe it only works once. Does this work? Yep, there we go. Okay. That's kind of fun, actually. It's silly. And there we go. Did the challenge. Now for the actual P rank. Nice. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so the best way to go about it is definitely to lead the smaller enemies over to the tree. That helps a lot, it seems. Hey, you. Alright, gonna need these guys to come over here. Need to feed that tree way more. Man. Okay, that should be good enough. Yep. Nice. That was clean. Didn't meet the style requirement, though. That sucks. Okay. Nice. I love that real coin combo, it's great. On Insurrectionist especially. Oh, so I was right at the style requirement when I failed last time. Alright. That's not so bad. God, that's such a good level, wow. Yeah, I could play that over and over. It's so unique that, like, I could just keep going and keep going. Well, on to the final ranking. Alright, first on the ranking is time. When it comes to replayability, the challenge is unique, but breaks if you die after completing it, which detracts from its enjoyability a bit. The secrets aren't anything crazy, but aren't as frustrating as the secrets in some other levels. I like them. P ranking is an extremely novel experience due to the unique arena design, as well as the blood trees from 7-3 making a return. However, these also make P ranks a bit more time consuming. Puppets can spawn outside of the range of the tree, meaning that you need to kill significantly more to feed the tree. The most effective way to change this would be to slightly reduce the area in which they can spawn, especially for idols. Overall, it's very fun to replay, but due to the tedious nature of the blood trees, it receives an A for time rather than S. Next up is kills. The arenas have unique layouts and enemy placements, with multi-wave arenas that flow nicely and don't overstay their welcome. An issue some levels have is that arenas last too many waves, and that new waves only start when the previous one has been fully cleared. This level avoids those pitfalls, leading to a smooth combat experience with a constant sense of progression. The enemies themselves are very engaging to fight against, with most arenas making use of puppets in a unique way. They're very underutilized, and this level does a good job of showcasing their potential in encounters. This level earns an S for kills. Lastly is style, where I believe the level shines the most. It nails the aesthetic of violence while still being very distinct in its appearance. The blackened textures serve to create an eerie atmosphere that sets itself apart from the base game. The textures are also varied. There's never an entire wall that uses only one texture. This gives rooms more variety and depth, so you won't get bored of the same room style over and over. The music also fits very well with the vibes of violence, adding a lot to the overall style of the level. While I lack the musical knowledge to go in depth on it, it's very neat. The music box is my favorite part of it. All in all, the level receives an S for style. Putting these together, the level earns an S overall. It's a very good level with fun encounters, an interesting P rank, and a great aesthetic. I highly recommend playing it on Angry Level Loader. The download link for Angry is linked in the description. That's all for this custom level review. Like and subscribe or whatever if you liked it, and if you have any thoughts, feel free to send them to me via the feedback form in the description. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.